In this housing market update, I intend to clarify the difference between deceleration and depreciation, and I'll show you the data that indicates that our market is merely decelerating from an all-time post-pandemic frenzy rather than depreciating, which should help you make sense of the headlines you're seeing, which are designed to grab your attention. In other words, we're seeing drops in asking price versus drops in actual home valuations. Note the difference. Now, before we get started, let me say that the reason we continue to produce housing market reports, and this is actually our 57th in a row as we near 5 years, is to provide the value to those who follow us and to those we have served, are serving, or will serve. Now, if you get value from this video, please subscribe, and if you already have, share it with someone who you think could benefit from the information that we share. Perhaps more importantly, if you would like to book a phone call with me to discuss any questions, your plans, selling your house, any of these questions about the market, please click the link below in the description and you'll get access to my online calendar. You can select a day and a time at your convenience and I'll be happy to help out in any way possible. So the July metrics reveal that the market has shifted away from the frenzy of the post-pandemic boom. Demand has dipped due to high prices combined with interest rates. Now, as a result, prices have actually stabilized while the homes are staying on the market a little bit longer. Now, there's no need to beat around the bush when it comes to the noise surrounding the housing market. After 2 gangbuster years of wild price increases, there is quite a bit of uncertainty in the Denver housing market right now. Home sellers and home buyers are adjusting to new realities. So let's unpack that for a moment. The old norm was that every market across the country was red hot. The new norm, many markets are cooling. The old norm, home sellers had all the power. The new norm, home buyers have more choices and more leverage. The old norm, houses sold in just a few short days. The new norm, properties are starting to last on the market longer and giving buyers more opportunities to shop around, explore options, and take more time to evaluate their options overall. Now, the old norm, mortgage rates were record lows. The new norm, well, rates are rising and affect how much buyers can afford. All this is to say that the market has certainly changed from the first quarter and a half of the year. But what I know is everyone is worried about is depreciation. Home values are not depreciating. However, we are seeing home value deceleration. Now, allow me to illustrate the concept like this. Now, imagine if you're speeding down I-25 and all of a sudden you see a speed trap and you pump the brakes. You went from 85 to 75. You're still moving very fast, but no longer at the speeds beyond the limits, right? So that's what the market is experiencing right now. Depreciation is more like going backwards, and we are certainly not doing that. So let's dive into the numbers, shall we? Price appreciation has continued to slow in the face of rising mortgage rates. In other words, it has decelerated as mentioned. In July, the median price of homes was $650,000. That is 11% higher than this time last year. However, from a month-to-month perspective, prices are tapering with July, bringing the 3rd consecutive month of declines in the median price of a closed home. Although some of that effect is seasonal, however, as these graphs illustrate. Now, we typically just see a 2 to 4 month slump from peak prices in any given year after May and June. I think it will be interesting to see if prices rebound or at least stabilize a bit in the fall as they historically have done. Now, if we evaluate market activity by price range, we saw a decrease in the number of closings by price range in July, with the exception of the $2 million above category, where we saw a 19% increase. There were 25% more listings brought to the market priced $2 million and above than in July of 2021. The number of new listings that came on the market increased in the ranges of $600,000 and above. Properties priced below $600,000 saw decreases in listings. Now, based on properties that went under contract in July, we saw that over 45% of them had at least one price reduction on average. The size of that price reduction was about 6.5% based on an average priced home. Again, home values are up from this time last year. Price reductions from asking price is different than actual home value depreciation, which we are not experiencing. One of the numbers to watch as a sign of where the market is headed as the summer comes to a close is the number of pending contracts or sales. Buyer activity pulled back for the second consecutive month as home buyers reevaluated their finances given today's home prices and higher interest rates. As a result, the number of pending listings, a leading indicator that is used to predict closings in next month and the next 2 months, saw declines from last year and last month. Similar to new listings, it is typical to see a dip in buyer activity in July due to the long 4th of July weekend and vacation schedules that persist throughout the summer. According to RE Colorado metrics, July saw a decrease in the number of closings as compared to both last month and last year as homebuyers heard the news of rising interest rates. The number of closings was lower than we've seen in the month of July since 2011, actually. Since then, however, closings have been back up. A local lender I work with closely actually said his September is looking more like springtime in terms of his sales volume as buyers return from vacation and get back to their home buying aspirations. The number of new listings sellers brought to market decreased from last July as well as last month. The market typically sees a decrease in new listings from June to July, again due to July 4th holiday and summer vacations. At the end of July, there were nearly twice as many homes for sale than we saw in July of 2021. Now that number increased 23% since last month, but a whopping 351% since January. We do have more inventory. Gross sales volume for July was lower than 2021 and 2020, which aligns with the decrease in closings. With more inventory on the market this year compared to last, a difference of 3 weeks versus 7 weeks of inventory, and less competition, buyers have more time to make their decisions. So how long is it taking for a home to sell? Well, the median number of days it took for a home to go under contract crept up in July from 4 to 6. That's it. Still less than a week. Now, I don't think that number will hold, however, as the dog days of summer tick on. And again, as interest rates increase. Again, more than half of available homes have a written contract on them in less than a week. For an in-depth look at mortgage interest rates, I have a weekly mortgage review video for you to check out called Mortgage Minute. Each week I speak with a local lending expert about mortgage rates and news. I encourage you to subscribe so that you can see those weekly videos. Now, if I may, I'd like to offer a bit of advice. I think it's important to consider that the market over the past 2 years was unprecedented and record-setting. So literally anything compared to that period of time will pale by comparison. Our goal is to keep you informed, and I think that it is always smart to think for yourself before trusting anything that's published with the idea to create inordinate intrigue and garner clicks. Call that clickbait. The good news is that Colorado's economy is still strong. Home prices remain high, and inventory levels, though rising, remain constrained, keeping sellers in a great position. Now, sellers, the key to securing the best offer is to list properties with competitive pricing. As always, we understand that everyone's situation is unique, and now more than ever, who advises you matters. In fact, if you would like to book a phone call with me to discuss any of your questions, click the link below. You can find my link to my online calendar in the description. Of course, we would love to hear from you. And if you felt the information that you got here in this video was helpful or informational, please don't forget to click the like button for me, or better yet, subscribe to our channel and get the quality content that is designed to keep you informed with real data to back it up. See you next month.